everyone, my name is Shan, and today I'm going to talk about space! And this board was made by KSG2. My team was, my name is Shan, and also my teammates Leopold and Wilbur also made this. Now, if you also look inside, you'll see the model of the solar system. Also, this is glowing red with, glowing orange with, or yellow with LED lights. Of course, you might didn't even notice. Now, I'm going to talk about the solar system. The solar system is a very big outer space, and it's so far that you can't even take a trip around this solar system. And looking at all the planets at one day, that's impossible if you just have a magic bus you need. And it's something magic you can going around it about it. And also, there's something about space too. So you know why we have seasons? Well, here's the answer. I made this kind of model of the Earth spinning. Let's do this slowly because it's delicate. Delicate means it's very weak. And come on. And not going out right now, but it will be soon. It goes through this model. This is the model of the solar system of science. Kind of like that. And the Earth spins around the Earth. Well, also the Earth has a tilt on its axis, which gives it seasons. When the tilt of the axis goes facing the sun, it's got summer. And when the tilt of the axis is away from the sun, it's winter. And when the tilt of the sun is about here, the axis is about here, it's autumn because it's getting cooler. And about here, when the axis is going right here, it's spring. Also, I have another question. If you don't mind if I ask you, it's okay. Why does the moon change shape? So we also have a moon here. We also have a moon, which is right here. Now, what we're going to do is an experiment to help us to understand how the moon changes shape. Okay? As you might know that, as you remembered before doing the experiment, remember this. The Earth has a tilt. Even so, now look at this. When the moon was in this position, you can't see anything. You can't see anything, which blocks the light here. And as it goes around here after 3 days or 4, it comes to this position, which is called the waxing crescent, which is a crescent moon on the left side, which is how artists draw very good. And then after a few days later, it comes to this position called the first quarter. The first quarter is a half moon on the left side. After a few days later, it comes to this position. It's almost right here, but slightly. It's called the waxing gibbous. It looks like a crescent. A part of the crescent is chopped out, kind of like a waxing gibbous. We call this a waxing gibbous moon. After a few days later, it comes to this position. Remember that the Earth has a tilt. Now we can see the whole light on the moon, which is called a full moon. As you might know, how can we see the moon even if we go on the moon and there's no light? Well, actually, the moonlight is actually reflected sunlight. The moon is kind of like a mirror, and the sun bounces light, and the sunlight goes to the moon, and the moon bounces its light to Earth. That's moonlight. After a few days later, it's gonna complete its whole cycle. and this is called the waning gibbous, which is a gibbous moon on the left side. Well, so as you come here, this is the right side of the moon, and as you come here comes the left side of the moon. You get the pattern? Good. Now as it goes here, it comes to this position, and this is called the last quarter because it came for the last quarter of the cycle. Now, the last phase of the moon, right here, about right here. It's called the waning crescent, and after a few days, it comes to the beginning of the cycle again, which is the new moon. So this is the end of the moon, and now I have the other question. What is a solar eclipse, and how does it form? And what is a lunar eclipse, and how does it form? Well, you also need a model too. Let's put the model right here. About here. Now, the sun is facing the earth, and sunlight comes to the earth, right? So we can see. But sometimes it's dark, even if it's morning. That's because of the solar eclipse. Let me show you how it forms. The moon comes right here and blocks out the sun's light, but not all the light for the earth. Not all the light for the earth. Some of the light on the earth. But don't worry, it's just a solar eclipse. It'll just last for a few seconds or a few minutes. And the moon blocks some of the light. And there are different phases of the solar eclipse. That's why different types of solar eclipse can be seen in different locations. Like the same time, but there are different solar eclipses in different locations. Well, sometimes the moon is too far away from the earth to see. Then the second shadow, which is the umbra, hits the earth, which only a little bit of the sunlight you can see. You know that do you think that the earth is going in a complete circle and the moon too? Actually, no. The moon is actually going in ellipse, which is an egg shape. It goes like this. Sometimes the moon is far away from the earth and comes near the earth. That's an ellipse. Even the earth does it. All the planets does it. But people just draw. But if you just draw it in paper, the planet will be microscopic, of course. Of course, this is just a model, and now we're going to explain the lunar eclipse. The lunar eclipse is similar to the phase of the moon. The sun goes to the earth, and even if space is dark, the earth casts a shadow onto the moon, which makes some part of the moon disappear. It's kind of like these moon phases, but kind of different. Sometimes the moon is red like Mars, but let me tell you why. The Earth's shadow is made out of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. And if you want to explain it, even if I explain it now, you might understand it or don't. The red part of the shadow only casts on the moon, and the moon can only get the red color. But if you don't understand it, you want to know how it works, just go to the moon. As you go to the moon, you see that there's a line across the earth, and it's red. That does the same thing to the moon, but only the whole surface is red. Now about the moon. The moon is a celestial body that orbits the earth. It's a satellite. You might say that satellites are robots that go into space and get information about the Earth, but it's wrong. This kind of satellite is the moon. There are other moons on the old planets, except more Mercury and Venus, but they're different. These are also called satellites too. Of course, scientists send rockets to the moon to get the rocks and dust to study, but nobody knows much about the moon yet. We know a little about it, and it's a mystery, and like the Mars, and there's something else we didn't even know about the moon. So this is the end of the whole space unit, and I hope you enjoyed this kind of presentation or something, and I'll see you next time.